Madridistas, we're back home in the Santiago Bernabéu, facing off against Real Betis this coming Sunday. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the matchup, telling you my starting 11 and the things that Real Madrid need to do to get the win, and of course, my official match prediction. But before we get started, if you're new around here, I'm Dally with Dallyfc, and I cover all things Real Madrid. And at the end of the video, if you like the content and you want to see more from myself, please hit that subscribe button. Right now, smash that like button. It helps me out a ton. Also, let me know, what do you think Real Madrid need to do to get the victory over Real Betis? So earlier today, I rewatched the Las Palmas match, and if that's something you want to do, I do not recommend it. It was a terrible watch. There were so many missed opportunities in that game for Real Madrid ultimately to win it. However, we do fall short and get the draw against Las Palmas. If you missed my match recap, you can check it out here. Talk all about the game and some of my frustration. I basically ranted on for about 18 minutes. And so it's a fun watch if you want to do that. So go check it out. But it's time to focus over to Real Betis. And there's a lot of promise coming into this game. You know, there's a lot of things that I think we can do better to, first of all, just to start the game. Kind of when you start the game against Las Palmas and you get down 1-0 in the first 5 minutes, that's a terrible way to start. So what needs to change to start? First, the starting lineup needs to change dramatically. Now, a couple people in particular need to change. Modric and Brahim Diaz are the two I want to point out compared to the last one. Now, I love Modric. You know, he's been a fantastic player for Real Madrid for many, many years now. However, he is 39, almost 40 now, guys. He cannot be starting matches at all. At all. No more. Can't be doing it. And then Brahim. I love Brahim. I think he brings in tremendous energy off the bench. Tremendous energy. And he just has that special something that can get, you know, a late goal, a late assist. We've seen it before. We saw against Real Valladolid. He gets the goal and gets the assist to Endrick. So both of those players, I love them dearly. They cannot be starting. Just frankly, they can't do it. So who needs to be starting in place of them, right? Well, as you can see on my screen now, this is my starting lineup that I want to see personally by Carlo Ancelotti in this one. And as you can tell, I have Arda Güler playing the 10. Now, why do I have Arda Güler there? First of all, Arda Güler is a fantastic player. Every single time he's been on, he's created chances. I think right now that him and Mbappe are linking up the best of anybody on the team. And as you can tell as well, Mbappe, far left wing. I'll get to that, why I think that. But also, Rodrigo is going to be starting over Brahim Diaz in this one. And I think this is kind of going back to the 4-3-3 that we've kind of seen. And now, technically, this is like a 4-2-1-3. But this is the lineup I think we want to see. Just because, you know, missing Camavinga, missing Jude Bellingham right now, our midfield's kind of, you know, it's been decimated a lot, honestly. So, what needs to happen in this one? We need to control the game more. And we also need more people in the midfield. So that is why, as you can see on the screen now, this is kind of what I'm envisioning that Real Madrid can do to kind of help out in the midfield. And that, of course, is inverting Ferland Mendy into the midfield. Now, a couple things. I think this would provide a lot of defensive support. Plus, Mendy can still, he has the pace to be able to get back and help back on defense. But I think just having that extra body there in the midfield would kind of stop some of the counterattacks. Maybe we can control the game a little more, and maybe we can help out in the attack a little more. Ferland Mendy didn't do great in the last one. Fran Garcia was an option for me in this, but I think Mendy defensively is way superior over Fran Garcia. Now, Vinny and Rodrigo, I don't expect them to be playing as deep. I also, as we can go back to the other lineup, I would prefer if Mbappe gets the start at left wing, and I'll tell you why. Mbappe is not a striker. It's just true. It's something I thought maybe, you know, coming into this season, you know, watching him all these years, I said, okay, you know, if he comes to Real Madrid, where is he going to play? Can he play striker? And that's, you know, that's what Carlos putting him at. No, we really have 3 left wings out there on the squad. And if that's going to be the case, I don't think week in and week out, you could just put Vinicius Jr. on the left. Is he one of the best players in the world? If not the best player in the world, he is. However, I think that they need to be rotating. And I think you can do that just off the start too. In the game, they can rotate. Mbappe can come inside. Vinny can stay on the wide. They just need to link up better. Like I said, I rewatched the match. There were 3 passes. 3. Let me say it again. 3 passes that Vinny did to Mbappe, which is awful. That needs to change in this one if we're going to come out victorious. And so, what do I want to see tactically as well? Well, Rodrigo on the right wing. What needs to happen is he needs to stay wide right. When he actually stayed wide right in the last one, that's when we created opportunities. That's when we actually got the penalty because he was coming in, he was attacking from that side. If Rodrigo can tactically, he can stay far right wing and actually take on the left back, I think we have a way better chance to actually spread out the defense. And we're not running into double teams. Mbappe's running into double teams. Vinny was running into double teams. There's way too many times that's happening. Also, Arda Güler playing the 10. What I want to see, I don't want to see what happened the last time we basically saw this lineup, which ultimately turned from a 4-2-1-3 to a 4-2-4 with Güler on the far right. As you can see on the screen, this was the heat map that Arda Güler had in the last one. He started as a 10, but look at this heat map. I mean, he's playing a right wing, right mid in this. And even though I love him and love him playing over there, that's not what we need. We don't need all the attackers constantly going to the left-hand side. We need to spread out Real Betis to create opportunities. So that is why I need Rodrigo to stay wide right, and I also need Arda Güler to stay in the middle, because also, as you can see, this was our attack against Las Palmas in the last one. Now, what can you tell from this? This looks like probably every other Real Madrid match, because we're so focused on that left-hand side, which is okay sometimes. However, we've become too predictable on defense. And if a team can get up ahead right away, somebody mentioned it in the comments in the last video, it's a 5-5-0. It's basically 2 low blocks. You can't do anything. Once you break 2 guys, there's 2 more waiting for you. So what needs to happen? We need to be a lot more open with how our attack is. We need to be coming from the left, coming from the middle, coming from the right. That's what I want to see in this one, because I think Arda Güler, if he plays 10 and plays a little deeper, he can distribute the ball to an Mbappe, to a Vinny, to a Rodrigo, and he himself can take fantastic shots outside the box. We saw it in the Euros. He had an amazing goal for Turkey. He can do that. And like I said, his link-up play with Mbappe has been fantastic. So what I want to see from Arda Güler, I want to see more link-up play with Mbappe and him, which is just Mbappe and him getting on the same page and doing a through ball to Mbappe. And Mbappe, he's faster than every single defender. If anything, Mbappe can probably draw a foul in the penalty. It's going to be a penalty. That needs to happen more, and I want to see it from different angles, going to the left, going through the middle, and going to the right. So that is why this is my starting lineup for this match. Now, what else needs to happen for Real Madrid? Well, first of all, another reason I would bring on Rodrigo is defensively, he is way better compared to any of the other forwards. Mbappe and Vinny walk around. That cannot happen. That cannot happen in this one anymore. It's okay last year, technically, right? Where Vinny could be a little lazy on the defense because, Cruz could control the ball. We were a lot better. Valverde was doing great. Jude was in there, and Rodrigo was pressing constantly. So Vinny and Mbappe, there's no more excuses. They have to press, and they have to make Real Betis uncomfortable. Because if you can make them uncomfortable, maybe you can get the ball in a great position, and then maybe you can take advantage and get a quick goal and really catch them off guard. That's what needs to happen. I need to see a lot more defensive effort, so I want you to be looking out for that. Something I will applaud Carlo on, and Carlo, I know you're watching this, so good job on this. Making subs earlier. That needs to continue to happen. 2 came on at halftime. Somebody came on in the 60th. Somebody came on in the 70th. And then ultimately, Endrick came on about the 85th minute. Now, Endrick needs to come on earlier. I'll say it right now. This kid is electric. The opportunities he creates, the pressing that he does, he's somebody who needs to be playing a lot more. And I think we're going to be seeing him a lot more as well. But I would love Endrick to come on about the 70th minute. Whoever is struggling more between Vinny and Mbappe, I want them off and I want Endrick on, because honestly, he's the only true 9 that we have on this team. So Endrick needs to be playing more. I'd also really like to see Brahim come on. And then even I'd like to see Dani Ceballos possibly to come on and be a little more controlling. I'm not sure if maybe, we are missing Camavinga and, Jude a lot right now. So I wouldn't mind even Dani Ceballos coming in for Tchouaméni if Tchouaméni's really struggling. I know they don't play the same position, but maybe we can get a little more control just because Tchouaméni has been really struggling. And so I would like to see that. But Carlo, thank you again. Keep making those subs and make them early and make them often. And the last thing I want to mention is for this game, we need to see a lot more effort and actually caring. There's been too many times I feel like this entire team thinks, oh, this is a preseason game. No, this is La Liga game 4. This is match 4 in the La Liga season. This needs to change now. You need to care about every single match going forward. The previous ones you should have been caring about, but this one in particular, you need to care because we're about to head into international break. So I need everyone to care. The final thing that I will be looking for in this game is, when does the first goal for Real Madrid come? Because we need it to come within the first 25 minutes, I think, because the defense will open up. Real Betis will open up. They'll actually have to play the game, actually attack us. And if they do that, the defense is going to be wide open. Vinny should be having free runs, Mbappe, Rodrigo, et cetera, et cetera. This could be 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. I could easily see a 4-0 game. I really could, if we can get that first goal in the first 25 minutes. If we're going into half and it's 0-0, 1-1, something like that, it's going to be a long-ass day for Real Madrid. And that live stream after the game is going to be painful for me as well. So we need to see changes, and we need to see them actually prioritize getting that first goal and getting on the board early and having a lot, I don't understand what they're doing. Walking out there, they feel like it's preseason. Stop that shit. Stop it. It needs to change now. Now, when it comes to my official match prediction for this game, I really do want to say this is a just blowout, and that we can destroy everybody and we can go out into international break and feeling really good about ourselves. I don't think that happens. I really don't. I do think, though, that Real Madrid ultimately win the game. I think it's going to be a grind, but I think that we go up and we win the game 2-1 against Real Betis. And I do think, I'm hoping, I'm going to keep doing it probably. I think Kylian Mbappe gets a goal, and I think Vinny get a goal too. And I think that Real Madrid and all of us Madridistas feel a lot better going into international break. So that is my official match prediction. So right after the match, I'll be live on YouTube once again. And I want to see you in the chat. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. Also, if you made it this far in the video, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This has been Dally with Dallyfc. Cheers. Hala Madrid.